Here's the former Florida Gator Eddie Pinheiro to get us started. And we are underway from Ford Field. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Watch out now, 50 Fury. Check you. Strike.
Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Here's Lance to throw it. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's a first down with a cherry on top, 31 yards. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What, does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. The Lions at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Now a play fake. Lance. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike.
Dang, come on, you hate weird. Master.
Take it back and see if they got another one still in their arsenal.
So the illegal forward pass also cost him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. Off of play action, here's Lance. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. And Lance now to throw. He's got this complete to Williams. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
Here's Swift. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense, because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Ready?
Swift again. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. DeAndre Swift with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle.
Man, how my lineman get into on the whistle?
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up the touchdown.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They run it again with Cook. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Now, this defense for the Lions, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Rodgers on the return. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Play action. Now it's Lance. He'll get this off to Swift. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Lance going to try and throw on 3rd down here. And this is going to be incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
And here now the punter, Fox, as he sends this one away. Well, that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Wide open, Mr. First Call.
Come on, come on.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Man, I know I ain't this popular on no Sunday, 16 people. You know that.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return.
Everybody got up
and
and said we're going to watch King.
Deep in their own territory. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
On play action, Lance.
Oh, the man helmet.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one. So they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit. So now
should have been. Should have been.
The incompletion on first down. Lance looking to throw it. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Here we go.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Hurry, hurry.
The Lance going to throw. Pass complete to Jalen Tolbert. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 27 yards there, a first down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket, that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. Just they move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. From the right hash, this from 48. And this one is right down Broadway. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Screw me over, screw me over.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Up the middle, it's Cook. A solid stiff arm. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school that one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this one incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up and cover.
Pieces, though.
Had no shot.
Game clock setting at 2:02, so they'll get one play before the 2-minute warning. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Catch flag, 19 tight, 19 tight.
He'll drop to throw. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Back to the ground, Cook. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Cook again. And after the good game last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The tight end in motion right. Cook up the gut. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 50 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Cook, and this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half.
You got 2 service, and might not give it 3.
On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. He's going to get it running right.
Yes, sir.
Play going absolutely nowhere as he's built it before he could get out of the backfield. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards?
Yes, sir.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Screw yourself, guys. You screwed yourself, guys. Screwed yourself, guys.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They'll set up to throw.
I told you screwed yourself, guys. I told you screwed yourself, guys. I told you screwed yourself.
The 30. 10. 5.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw something away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
They'll run with Swift. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift.
I don't know why y'all are y'all here.
The first half. And the Lions will extend their lead here just